the Titanic. Even today, the name stirs the imagination. This great ship, the largest of her time, set sail in 1912. People dreamed of new lives in America. They boarded the Titanic full of hope and excitement. The Titanic was a floating palace, luxurious and grand. She was said to be unsinkable, a marvel of engineering, or so they believed. The Titanic began her journey from Southampton, England. She was bound for New York City across the vast Atlantic Ocean. On board were people from all walks of life. Rich businessmen rubbed shoulders with poor immigrants. All were united in their anticipation of the voyage. The journey began smoothly, the mighty ship gliding through the water. Little did anyone know tragedy lay ahead. The sea held hidden dangers. Icebergs, massive and silent, drifted in the ship's path. The Titanic, despite her size, was on a collision course with fate. The story of the Titanic is a reminder of the power of nature. It is a tale of human bravery and frailty in the face of disaster. The night of April 14th, 1912, dawned clear and cold. The Titanic steamed ahead, her lights ablaze in the darkness. The sea was unusually calm, the water a sheet of black glass. Warnings had come in about icebergs in the area. These messages, sadly, did not reach the ship's bridge in time. Lookouts high in the crow's nest strained their eyes. Suddenly, an iceberg loomed out of the darkness, dead ahead. The alarm was raised. Iceberg, right ahead. The engines roared into reverse, but it was too late. The Titanic, immense and unstoppable, grazed the iceberg along her starboard side. The collision at first seemed minor. Passengers felt a slight jolt, a shudder through the ship. They did not realize the danger they were in. Below decks, however, the damage was severe. Water poured into the ship's compartments faster than anyone could have imagined. The Titanic was built to withstand almost any accident at sea, but the iceberg had opened up a fatal wound. Watertight compartments were supposed to keep the ship afloat. However, the damage extended beyond their reach. The ship began to list, her bows sinking lower in the water. Panic set in as the realization dawned. The Titanic was sinking. Orders were given to uncover the lifeboats. Women and children were loaded first, their cries echoing in the night air. There were not enough lifeboats for everyone on board, a tragic oversight in the ship's design. As the Titanic sank lower, her lights still blazing, the unthinkable happened. The immense pressure caused the ship to break apart. The stern rose high in the air, then plunged into the icy depths. Hundreds of people were thrown into the freezing water. The night air was filled with screams and the cries of those in the water. The lifeboats, filled to capacity, rowed away from the sinking ship. They were too far away to help those who had been thrown into the sea. The temperature of the water was near freezing. Many died from hypothermia within minutes. Hours later, the RMS Carpathia arrived, responding to the Titanic's distress calls. They found only lifeboats bobbing in the vast ocean. The Carpathia picked up the survivors, their faces etched with shock and grief. The world was in mourning. The unsinkable Titanic had sunk, taking with her over 1,500 souls. Section 5, Searching for Answers. The sinking of the Titanic shocked the world. How could such a tragedy occur? Inquiries were held on both sides of the Atlantic. They sought to understand what went wrong and who was to blame. It became clear that a series of errors and misjudgments contributed to the disaster. The Titanic was sailing too fast in dangerous waters. There were not enough lifeboats for all passengers and crew, and the warnings about the icebergs were not relayed in time. The disaster highlighted the need for greater safety regulations at sea. Section 6. Finding the Titanic. For decades, the Titanic lay lost at the bottom of the ocean. Her exact resting place remained a mystery. Then, in 1985, a joint American-French expedition made a remarkable discovery. Using sonar technology, they located the wreck of the Titanic. The discovery captivated the world. Images of the Titanic, once a symbol of luxury and innovation, now a rusting hulk on the seabed, were both haunting and poignant. It sparked renewed interest in the story of the Titanic and the people who sailed on her. Section 7, a story for the ages. The story of the Titanic has resonated through the centuries since the disaster. It has been the subject of countless books, documentaries, and films. The human drama of that night, the bravery and sacrifice, continues to fascinate and move us. The Titanic serves as a reminder of the fragility of life and the power of nature. It is a story that transcends generations, a tale of human ambition, hubris, and ultimately tragedy. The Titanic reminds us that even the grandest of human creations are no match for the forces of the natural world. Section 8, the Titanic on film. In 1997, James Cameron's film Titanic brought the story to a new generation. The film, a fictional love story set against the backdrop of the sinking, became a global phenomenon. It broke box office records and won numerous awards, including 11 Academy Awards. Titanic rekindled public interest in the disaster. It introduced the story to a younger audience, ensuring that the memory of the Titanic and those who perished would live on. The film, while fictionalized, captured the grandeur of the ship and the terror of that fateful night. Section 9, a legacy remembered. The Titanic may be gone, but she is far from forgotten. The wreck is now a protected UNESCO World Heritage Site. Museums around the world house artifacts recovered from the ship, preserving the memory of the Titanic and her passengers. The story of the Titanic continues to resonate. It teaches us about the importance of safety at sea. It reminds us of the human cost of tragedy. And it compels us to remember the lives lost on that cold April night. The Titanic serves as a timeless reminder of human vulnerability. It is a story that continues to fascinate, educate, and inspire us over a century later.